sweating.
Maybe.
Afternoon, Mark.
Hi.
Can I get your reaction first of all to the news from Manchester City that Manuel Pellegrini will not be there next season and Pep Guardiola will be?
Well, I don't think the news itself was been a surprise. Maybe the timing of it. It's not quite sure what the thinking is, or whether or not it's been instigated by the club or the manager himself. But no, it's obviously a subplot to the deadline day transfers. So very interesting.
What can he bring to the Premier League?
Well, until he actually gets here, nobody knows, because it's unlike any other league in world football. So I think, although he's a very successful manager, until he actually get the Premier League, it's the league that we work in is a little bit different. So that will take a little bit of adaptation, but you sense that you won't have a problem with that.
Do you feel for Manuel Pellegrini? You've been in that position at Manchester City.
Yeah, I think he's done a great job. Obviously, coming in after Mancini, the club seemed to be a little bit fragmented in terms of there always seemed to be an issue in and around the players, the dressing room or whatever. But he came in, seemed to calm all that down, and obviously has won trophies for them, which is what they demand. So I think he's done a really good job. He's unfortunate that obviously a manager of the quality of Pep Guardiola comes on the market, then a club like Man City feel that they need to go after it.
Doesn't matter what trophies he wins then.
Well, it seems like that, but yeah, there's a certain group of elite managers who will always get mentioned for the jobs, the most coveted jobs, and obviously these days Man City is certainly one of those. So when he's available, when he's making it clear that he wants to come to the Premier League, then it's no surprise that Man City are interested.
And the other big news of the day is one involving your club by the looks of it, Janelli Imbula. Looks like the deal is hopefully going to be completed. Can you tell us a little bit about the player?
Well, we're hopeful. It's fair to say it's probably progressed significantly quicker this morning. It was last night. It was seemingly a little bit difficult, but it's progressed, as I've said, and our hope is at some point in the day we'll be able to announce a big signing for us. He's a good young player, good power, good ability on the ball, good range of passing. Someone who will come in and add to the quality we've already got.
Did he impress you initially in the pre-season friendly?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was aware, but obviously seeing him firsthand, I think that experience obviously resonated with me when it was mooted that he may be available this window. So from that point onwards, obviously we've tried to speak to the right people, and it's not something that we've just jumped into in the last minute. There's been a lot of work that's been done in the last month or so. So you never say never, because it's never easy with these deals. There's a lot of things have to fall in place. I say many times, but it's true. But the hope is he's travelling as we speak, and hopefully we'll get it concluded at some point today.
You're not shy of breaking the club transfer record, Mark. Is that a good thing that you've got that sort of backing as well from everybody here? Yeah,
I think that's important. I think when we do go in the market, we do try and bring good quality in. I've got a good squad, good depth, but when you're trying to move and become a different club in terms of aspiration and expectation, then you have to have good players to drive that. And obviously I've tried to bring the right quality in. It's helping us, and we'll continue to do that. And if the right player becomes available, I've always felt I've got the backing of the club to go and do something. And it's another example today. If we can do it, then it's a huge vote of confidence from the owners, obviously, that they like what I'm doing here, and they will back my judgment.
Anything else on the radar? You're not going to surprise me with a late one, are you?
No, I don't think so. I think it's been mentioned that we might have been in the market for a certain West Brom player, but I think it's fair to say West Brom have been quite consistent in their message that Berahino wasn't available. We obviously expressed an interest and were asked to be kept informed, but as I said, they've been consistent in their message, so I don't anticipate anything will happen with him.
Don't expect that to change?
No.
What about players going out? Would you allow anybody, given your injury situation at the moment, any ongoings?
We'll have to wait and see. I don't think it was appropriate. There was an interest from a club in Peter Odemwingie, but I had a conversation with Peter. Didn't feel it was right for him to leave at this point in time, so that one's gone away. So if we're able to get Imbula over the line, then we may look at some opportunities if we feel we can allow people to go, but we won't know that until the Imbula deal's concluded.
Shea Given, one of those, he's hinted that he might want some game time really ahead of the Euros. Would you let him go?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, Shea isn't fit at the moment, so he's with the physios. We're hoping to get him out on the training pitches sooner rather than later. Obviously, he had an issue with his knee, but we're hopeful once he does start specific goalkeeping work, which he hasn't been able to do up to this point, then he'll be okay and he'll be able to get up to speed quickly. But it's unfortunate for Shea because obviously the situation in terms of game time is different now because we haven't got any cup competitions left, so he may be limited in the amount of game time he can get. So we just need to get him back up fit and training and fit and well, and then if we feel we can allow him to get some game time to help him, then we'll look at it then, but he's not in that position yet.
Not a great week for you, given that you went out of 2 cup competitions, even though you won one of the games, but no better place to put it right than Old Trafford, eh?
No, it's another big game, and we're right in the middle of a tough period. There's a lot of away games, and it's not easy, but a great performance against Liverpool. Took a lot out of us, both physically and mentally. Didn't have everybody available, obviously, at the weekend, and it's fair to say probably that affected our performance. We did okay up to a point, but never quite had that threat in the final third that we needed just to get back on level terms when we went behind. So in the end, we've gone out of that competition as well. But the performance against Liverpool was excellent, and we're looking for a similar performance against Man United tomorrow night.
Must be fairly confident. Plenty have gone to Old Trafford this season and done well, got results.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. We'll have to play well, obviously, on the night, but we have that capability, so we'll look forward to it. Maybe there's a little bit of apprehension in their play. They had a good performance in the FA Cup on Friday night, obviously, and that'll help confidence levels. But we always feel if we can go to away grounds, and there's no bigger stage than Old Trafford for an away team. If we can go there and frustrate in the early part of the game, then maybe any anxiety or apprehension about Man United's seasons may be transmitted to them through the crowd, and there's a little bit of frustration. Maybe we can benefit from it.
Excuse my ignorance today. Have you won there as a manager?
Yes, with Blackburn a long time ago.
Yes,
yeah.
I do remember it now. Yeah.
2-1.
Sorry, deadline day's getting to me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Pushing for Europe, you are still very much in the fight, aren't you?
Yeah, well, obviously we've been involved in cup competitions of late, and the disappointment of going out in the latter stages in one and maybe not as progressing as far as we wanted to in the other. But at the beginning of the season, our intention was to, and our goals are always set with the view that we're looking to progress in the league. So we're still very much on track in terms of that. So our immediate goals at the beginning of the season haven't changed. They're still there for us, so we can really focus our minds. We haven't got that distraction, although it would have been a nice distraction of a cup final, but now our focus is totally on the league, so we'll give it a good shot.
And just finally from me, any updates on any players that might be back for tomorrow?
The likes of, well, obviously Marko Arnautovic, Glenn Johnson, John Walters missed out at the weekend because they weren't fit. they had a light training session today. If they don't get any reaction, they should be available. Obviously, Mark Wilson is unavailable. We seem to think that it's not a cruciate ligament, thankfully, but obviously he's done damage to the medial ligament, so he's going to be out for, I would imagine, 10 to 12 weeks. So it's a significant injury, but thankfully not.
It's a season, really.
Near his damage probably, but hopefully he'll get back. It's one that obviously you have to manage correctly, which we always do, but it should be straightforward in terms of recovery, and it's not obviously a cruciate ligament injury, which we certainly feared when it initially happened.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Mark, you talked about how it's accelerated the development today with your transfer. But on Saturday, we thought the whole thing was off. So what kind of change really?
Well, you can never put a timescale on transfer deals because they run at their own pace. Sometimes they move very, very quickly and it's very straightforward, but other times they seem, even if you've invested a lot of time and effort into one deal, at times you wake up in the morning and sometimes it's a million miles away from where it was when you first went to bed the night previous. So a little bit of that was the case last night. It was fair to say, but I think obviously this morning, being able to talk to the clubs and people involved, it's started to move a lot quicker. So we're hopeful. We feel we've done a good deal for the club. The player will enhance what we've already got as well. So we're very excited.
One thing you seem to like, smashing, breaking transfer record fees. We've got quite a few fees banded around. Is there a fee in the region of you can possibly get?
I don't know what the fee is. My concern was just
14 million, 18 million.
it's a significant number. I think it will be more than Jadon Shaqiri, obviously, who was our previous record buy, so I think it's more than that, but I don't know the exact figure.
Mark, on Friday night, Louis van Gaal said that your team deserved to win the cup game last week, and he said
That's
that
right.
you're a team. Yeah, you did. It's a team.
Sorry, my phone's just exploded.
And he said that Stoke are a team that are difficult to play and cause the teams in the Premier League a lot of difficulty. Is that him maybe kind of playing games a little bit with the home fans and
maybe I'm
upset?
not sure he'd be priming them to expect a loss. I'd be very surprised if that was his thinking behind it. But you have to take his point because we've done very well against the top teams. We've beaten Manchester United already this year, so we've proved and shown to a lot of people that we have that capability and the ability to go up against top teams, and we've done it at home, we've done it away, because we proved that against Liverpool in the Cup. So yeah, I'm sure from his point of view it's not a fixture that he was looking forward to and expecting a straightforward evening's work and 3 points on the board. He knows if Man United are going to win the game, they'll have to play exceptionally well.
It's just that Old Trafford has been such a fortress, but of late they've not been able to pull off the performances there that they would have liked. So is it, when you're looking at the game, is this a game you think, we can definitely go and get 3 points there?
Well, yeah, we think like that anyway, but yeah, there seems to be a little bit of anxiety maybe around the place in terms of what they've been able to produce at home, but let's not forget that they've got an outstanding group of players, and if they all click at the same time, then it becomes a difficult match to negotiate. But we're playing well at the moment, so we obviously lost at the weekend, but for the most part, the players that are playing and getting chances at the moment are doing okay. So we'll look forward to it. Maybe people will say it's a good time to go there. I'm not sure about that. It's always about playing well on the night and making sure that you do well enough to compete against them. But we've got match winners in our team as they have. So it just depends who becomes the main player on the evening.
But if you get a goal, and that early goal that you always talk about is so important to get, and the home crowd get against them, it's going to be difficult. It's difficult when a home crowd is against you, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I touched on it before. If you can play on any anxiety, and you do that by starting brightly and maybe in the early part of the game being able to ask questions of them defensively, if you can do that. Obviously the ideal in terms of that is to score early and then see where that takes you. So that's our intention. We'll go there with a positive outlook and see if we can get a positive result. There's no reason why we can't.
Mark, in recent years, Stoke City supporters have become quite relaxed about transfer deadline day, and this year they seem a bit sort of like tense, particularly with injuries to Ryan Shawcross, Mark Wilson and the like. Perhaps worried about the defence coming up for the crucial games coming up. What reassurances can you give them about what's going to be happening in the next 12 hours?
No, I think we're quite comfortable where we are. I did mention after the game at the weekend, obviously with the Mark Wilson injury, that there was maybe a need to get somebody in just short term, but on reflection, I don't think it's something that we need to do. We feel Ryan Shawcross will be back very, very soon. Jeff Cameron, we feel will be a little bit longer, but should be back within weeks as well. So we feel we've got enough cover, I think, and we'll probably go with what we've got in terms of our defensive situation.
Manchester United is your 100th league game in charge at Stoke.
Was it?
What's just load, mate.
Well done. Well done. You always get one.
Yeah. Well, you've had many memorable games amongst those hundreds. Any particular ones sticking out, like the sort of 6-1 against Liverpool or 2-0 against Man City recently?
It's difficult to say, really. I think there's obvious ones, and the ones that you mentioned are the obvious ones. But I think, from my point of view, I like to remember the first win, which was. I hope I got it right. It was Wigan here when we were 1-0 down, and I think Ryan Shawcross from memory had made a mistake, and then at half time Johnny Walters and Ryan had a few words and went out, and Ryan scored within minutes, and we won the game. And I think that very quickly allowed me to understand what a good, strong dressing room I had, and I was quite fortified by that. I thought, well, yeah, I've got a great group to work with here, and I was excited by that.
Thanks, folks.
I did.
I was going to say, yeah, Alice.